All right, welcome back to Sports Fans Only. I'm your boy Sean Mack, and of course, we got our peeps with us. This is SFO Hot Topics. Got my main man KJ, the amazing Jean Renault, and we have my boy Harry Bridge. Remember last week, like, what's your name again? What's your name? And today we're gonna hop right back into it. We got the hot topics of the week, and we're gonna hop right into it. So, Harry, the floor is yours. Question.
So my first question is probably gonna be the longest one.
You came on mad smooth, man. Get some pepper in your step, man. What's wrong with you?
So, what do you guys think is going to be the solution to Dallas not getting to the Super Bowl? What can they do seriously to get to the Super Bowl?
Oh, let me start off with this one. I love that we have a Dallas fan here. Oh, I've been surrounded by my whole life. My brother. Can't get mad. My cousin Carl. So your question is, what can Dallas do?
Well, I mean, like, honestly, we talk every year about like running back, this and this and that. But like, what do you really think will solve that problem? Because they're a team that has all the parts. They're like the Yankees, like the Patriots. They got all the pieces. They got the money. They got the team. But why can't they get there?
Why they can't is because of it's karma. Someone that when people, yes, it is.
I want to hear him out.
When you're always a prohibited favorite, you will never win. It's always high expectations for Dallas.
That's totally disagree with him.
It really comes from the fans. The fans go high expectation, then they get their feelings hurt. But the secret thing is this, y'all. I'm not sure if y'all know. No one's really picking Dallas this year, and they've been talking about it on sports channels. This might be y'all year.
That's the reason why I'm talking about it, because it's
simply
like every year they'll say, they're going
of low expectations. You can always meet the bar when you have low expectations.
So you're saying
to be real with y'all, what you need to do is get rid of your darn head coach, get somebody that can actually do clock management. Because y'all would have had maybe 2 to 3 more wins and a chance to win in the playoffs last year if y'all just had smart clock management, which is very simple. That's like asking my child to brush their teeth. That's things that should just happen. And I'm done.
Well, you just touched on a good point, Sean.
No, he didn't.
He did. He didn't do it all. I agree. I'll take that in consideration. He didn't do anything.
I totally forgot Gene was a Cowboys fan. So I'm going to take.
I don't talk about it much.
I'm going to take great joy.
Gene, you with us?
I'm going to take great joy in saying what I'm about to say. Okay. So both of you boys, silent.
Some Brady shit. It's going to be some Patriots.
Your football team has been too horrible for too long for you to be talking over me or Sean when it comes to football. You just sit there.
Here we go.
Sit there and be quiet and listen to somebody.
Just listen
who's watched some good football.
Yeah,
so anyway,
they cheated half their wins, but anyway, keep going.
But we won though, so it doesn't matter. Hey, we won.
That's what you want to look at it. But keep going.
But anyway, you didn't win anything. So all right. So what I'm saying is coaching. For whatever reason, the Cowboys. Let's look at all the top franchises and throughout all the sports on all the NBA. MLB, the teams that go on to win championships have very, very elite coaches. When's the last time the Cowboys have had an elite coach?
Yep.
And I knew you weren't going to be able to answer that. So that goes back. You know why that?
No, but all right. So let's get it.
Hold on, I'm not
perfectly
done.
clear.
No,
let's get it because you're gonna get all emotional. The reality is that
come on, let him finish, y'all. Let him finish, y'all. Come on now. Come on, let him finish. Damn.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna let him get that in there. No, and the reason why they don't have any elite coaching is because Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
The last elite coach they had was Jimmy Johnson.
No, it wasn't. Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells.
How long did he last?
About 4 years.
2 years?
I think one. Yeah.
Oh, it's 4 years.
I think so. About 4 years.
So you're right, Bill Parcells. But he handicapped him more so than he did Jimmy Johnson. Because Jimmy Johnson, he drafted those players that eventually ended up that dynasty. Bill Parcells' biggest thing with Dallas was he didn't have the say so in it. So I think he just kind of had enough at the end of the day. But
and Jimmy got the talk at least. You're right.
Jerry Jones, to make a long story short, Jerry Jones is the reason why when he dies, then you guys have hope. then you might win a Super Bowl. Until he dies and he's running the team,
Yeah,
you're never going to win another Super Bowl.
His sons,
and you think that he has to die?
His sons are the same way, man.
no, not really.
No,
You don't
as
think
long
so?
as he's running,
Nah,
as long as he has any part in the team, you will never win.
I agree.
That's my take.
So Sean's opinion is a better coach, and yours is a better general manager.
But they're both the same because the
it's
GM
like one and the
hires
same,
the coach. So
Yeah. They haven't had a good GM. When's the last time they had like an elite GM?
yeah, he won't let them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He won't let him, and he's going to always hire Jerry Jones. That is, he's always going to hire a coach that he can has a little puppet. You know, he like to put his little hand in his back and be like, you know, and that's horrible. So I don't know, Gene, what do you think about your horrible team?
Well, first of all, my team is not.
They love that shit.
Okay.
Look, can't even breathe. Yo,
Even though I don't follow them like immensely like I used to, like in the 90s and stuff, but since the 2000s,
doesn't mean that.
I wouldn't follow them either.
We don't for like decades.
Wait a minute.
They got Brady, and then everybody jumped on the bandwagon, and now everybody knows about the Patriots.
I just did a little ad lib, Gene. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I just wanted to let the crowd know you don't follow them anymore because they suck. So go ahead.
No. Well,
disregard his last comment.
We only made what 3 playoff wins for like the last 20 years, so it's kind of hard to talk smack. So I completely understand that, but we are a good, solid team. But there's just always something that just happens, and it happens to the best teams, man. It's just that we got like a little chip on our shoulder for some reason, and the expectations are kind of high. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what greatness is. You know what I'm saying? We want to win all the time. The only reason I didn't agree with Sean's statement is because the Yankees have a super dope.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Dope team. And their expectations is always to go and win. Same thing with the Lakers. They just want to win. We want to win too. But just sometimes, the coaches kind of mess things up, time management. So I agree with all that other stuff, man. But for us to really take it to the top, it's all about field play, man. I mean, like, we just got to get our quarterback to just be on point. You know what I'm saying? People got to run routes correctly. You know what I'm saying? People got to have like take that chip off your shoulder and just play ball. Like, that's, for me, that's the only way we're going to take it back to the top, man. Just being on the field and taking everything serious and get the media stuff like away from you. And it's just field play.
I don't know if you can avoid the media.
So what you're saying is that what they need to do is just be a regular professional NFL football team.
On the field.
That's the point I'm making. And where does it stem from, though? Where does it stem from? You know what it really comes down to? Accountability. Mm-hmm. No one's held accountable. It's always after the season, well, we could have done, well, we should have done, but who's being held accountable? That starts in the locker room, and that starts from the man on the side of the field, which is the coach.
Yeah.
You're right. Let me just quick interject. Gene, you compare them to the Lakers and the Yankees. Maybe back in the 90s, that would have been a fair statement. I don't think you can. Because the Lakers, they still make it.
Yeah, the last 20 years, the Lakers are doing stuff. The last 20 years, Yankees are doing stuff. We just a couple of stumble blocks for us. But we're in that same category.
No, you're more like the Arizona Cardinals or the Texans. No, not the Texans, the Titans. You guys have definitely fallen off that top tier. I would just say you compare them to those teams, and I just feel like they're not. To be,
if you want a perfect comparison. They're the Raiders. The Raiders was real good when I was young.
Yeah,
and they fell off. So at one point, Dallas was real good in the late 70s, early 80s with Stable and them. They got a Super Bowl, I think.
Yep.
Then they fell off. They came back strong in the late 80s, early 90s. Then they fell off, and now we still falling off. So,
but I think the Arizona Cardinals, the Cardinals is a good comparison.
They didn't win no rings, though.
They never
didn't win no rings.
No, I'm talking
Dallas
about
has won 5. They got 5.
I'm talking about now.
What you're saying is team, Keith. I feel what you're saying. I'm saying organization-wise, but team-wise,
legacy.
Yeah, team-wise.
Legacy.
Got a good point. All right, let me give you a quick rundown of our championship. So in 71, Chip. 77, Chip. It's doing pretty good. 92, 93, 95, Chip. So we're supposed to have like a 10 to 15 year, extension of just fixing things up. and it's like we just missed the last two for some odd reason. You know what I'm saying? Like we get to 10 wins, and then it's like, why aren't we getting that final push?
See,
and
the thing about that is
Brady and all the other good teams out.
Some of those teams that we would be trying to compare them to, how can I say it? They lost talent. Dallas, the reason people be upset and depressed and crying and stuff on TV is because so many years y'all probably had the best
talent
on the field.
Yep. And then we didn't do nothing with it.
The best organizations have flourished when there was no free agency and when free agency came, and they still won Super Bowls in both eras. Mm-hmm. There's only a few teams who went to the Super Bowl in like pretty much both eras and won in both eras. It's the Steelers, the Giants, Green Bay,
even the Colts.
They only won. They won two.
Yeah, you can say that.
I guess
from United. You come from United. They've been good. They've been good. They've always.
Well, how many
of
the Colts got? 3. They got 3, right? 3 rings?
No, 2.
3 or 4.
I think Peyton won 1, and United's won 1.
And United's won 1. All right, so they got 2. Yeah.
So I just the Cowboys have struggled, like what Sean said, in the GM department. Ever since free agency, they haven't been able to really, because free agency really kicked in the mid.
The thing is this, Keith, they still get great players.
That's what I mean. I can't really agree with that because they get the highest talent regardless. It's just like something ain't right.
Honestly,
wait. No. They get the highest talent? No, I wouldn't.
They get some of the best.
They get some of the best.
I mean, at certain positions. I mean, every NFL team.
If you're biased on a team, then that's one thing. But like, you have to legitimately look running back wise, receiver wise, quarterback wise. Who's not in the list?
Man, put it this way. This is why y'all are where y'all are with the fan base and people that's against. That's not fans, because if you take the last 20 years, I'm willing to bet 7 of those years, y'all were the preseason prohibited favors with the best damn record. Y'all always, like Stephen A. Smith say, y'all always find a way to lose, even when y'all winning.
That's why my question is like what it is.
During this era, when they're always favored, that has a lot to do with the NFC being so horrible. Let's be real. If there was in a good division,
that goes back and forth. Okay, but that goes back and forth, though. You know what I mean?
Maybe this season, but like you're talking.
The reason I'm saying that is I feel you, K, but
the Dak Prescott era.
But the point works itself out. The point works itself out because they be the prohibitive favor at the beginning, but the NFC really don't suck because people. How can I say it?
No, the NFC East on it, not the NFC itself.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
But that switches every 3 years, right?
Yeah, that's not going to be.
I mean, but usually Washington's always going to be horrible. Philly's going to be around 9-7, 8-8 every single year.
But you had,
Philly's not horrible.
But you had 10 years. But you had 10 years where they weren't, okay?
Yeah, they weren't.
No, but we're saying we're talking about recently now. If they're gonna, how they're going to do. So you got to go by recently what they've been doing.
I just mean like in general, like this season has to be different. But what Sean is talking about is like if you can compare every year up till now, there have been years when Dallas is not the best team in the NFC East, and they still don't do it, or they'll be great, they'll be better.
I'll tell you this.
They still don't do it. So what's the formula?
The years y'all win the AFC East, especially during those Eli Manning times, was times where y'all weren't favored to win.
Exactly.
That goes back to what I said from the very beginning when I was kind of half-heartedly joking about y'all will do better when expectations are lower.
You think that's across the board for like the players? Maybe it gets in their head. Like
it's pressure. It's pressure. And living in Dallas is just too much. It's just too much. Anybody else got anything else to say? Because we've been stuck on this.
Let's get to the next topic.
Go ahead, Jim.
I just feel like, you guys didn't really answer the question because it's like, what do we got to do this year to knock that shit up?
Well, Sean said,
like, get a different coach. Like,
you never heard of a coach being fired?
Mike McCarthy
right now.
Come on, man.
You never heard of a coach being fired?
The season just basically started like 2-3 weeks. Like, just
I've seen coaches get fired.
Yeah, but he's the reason that y'all didn't even win a playoff game last year is because of bad clock management.
If you had to rank Mike McCarthy as a head coach, there's 32 teams. He's probably in the bottom.
I'll give him middle of the pack.
Nah, I think
I'll give him middle of
he's
the
in
pack.
the middle. Yeah,
Middle of the pack?
somewhere.
I just give it to him because he
I know.
some way he went to a Super Bowl and he did go to a few NFC championship.
He did some stuff.
I feel like you bring Tony Dungy out of retirement.
Tony Dungy.
And they go to the playoffs. And
but you know what?
Way better team than they're going to be
That's
this
the
year.
type of coach you would need.
What
does he have, y'all? What's the word? I'm see if any of y'all know.
Why don't they do that?
What's the word? You know what he has? He's going to install and instill discipline.
That's true.
And a culture.
Discipline. And
that's why I agree with
get in their head too
about the general manager.
And
the general
it really
manager
boils down to this. The coach could feel however the hell he wants to feel. But when they sitting like this watching them practice, right? And Jerry say, well, I was thinking running back.
You don't want Jerry to say that.
And that's why I say I do agree. As much as Keith is a horrible Patriot fan, but I do agree with him in that regard because my opinion is like Jerry doesn't have to die, but he just needs to not give up his power. He gotta give up his power.
But Keith's right.
Well, I said either or.
No.
Yeah.
No, Keith's right.
He's not giving up that power.
Not saying he needs to, but in order for him to relinquish his position,
he's gotta die.
He's gonna have to go into hospice or die.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
he's not gonna do it.
Is he still holding both positions, owner and
You can do the statistics from when he started doing that till now. How much damage has happened to the Cowboys?
The son has a little bit more say.
Done absolutely nothing.
The son has more say, but Jerry still has the final ham.
Terrible.
If he would have just gave Jimmy Johnson whatever he wanted, he'd have.
It would have been great for years.
That was when we got. That's why I do agree with Sean. Is I think when that era happened. He did something where it kind of like cursed him. Maybe he got too carried away. And he was like, Dallas is going to be this, Dallas is going to be that. And now all of a sudden, it's like, well, let's see what happened. I think maybe Jimmy cursed him.
All right. I know y'all Cowboys fans.
Before we move on, this will be the last thing said on the Dallas Cowboys. Even with all that being said, and people call them America's team, right? And they never win no more, right? They're still the sports richest
number one
team in any sports in the world. Not America.
It's who?
That's what I mean. You can hate if you want.
Not America.
I mean
the world.
Cowboys.
All these European soccer clubs. Still not worth more than a Dallas. I think it was like 4-point bill. I might be wrong. I could be off.
They have the privilege of being the first world team, like where everybody in the world. I think once you have that title, I don't think it's ever gonna.
Exactly.
It is a lot of pressure, Sean. You're right, man.
That's what Sean. I agree with Sean because they're right. Like if you go somewhere and you're like, you on the Cowboys? Damn, you must be. And then it's like you got to perform. You got to do this. You can't.
It is, but if Sean Payton goes there, nobody will be even talking. It's the coaching, man.
Yeah.
You put Sean Payton on there, or you put Kyle Shanahan on there. Because
what is he going to bring? All of them are going to bring discipline and great schemes. But number one, discipline.
But they got to have the ability to do it.
Accountability.
Got to go.
Accountability.
Belichick goes there. They win the Super Bowl.
We got to go.
You don't have to worry about the offense.
Next topic.
We went too long on that.
Mine's will probably be quick, man.
Let's go.
What I do is, living close to New York, you know what I'm saying? We got a couple of people here in Connecticut and we got friends in Florida and all that stuff. So we, big East Coast family. But, with the Mets doing well this year, the Yankees doing well this year, and they haven't met each other in the Super Bowl since 2000. And since 2015, the World Series, they haven't met since. So what is the odds of them meeting in the World Series right now with them having such great records in the middle of August? Quick rundown. The Mets are 78-44. Haven't heard that in a long time. And the Yankees are 73-48. Even though they lost the last 2 out of 10, they're doing some phenomenal stuff. Even I think Judge is knocking out home runs like left and right. And it's just something that you just don't see a lot. So is there a chance that these guys could actually meet in the World Series?
Keith, no. I know. Let me just hop in and get rid of it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not the biggest baseball fan. That's more of your department. But I'm going to say this. The chances that they're going to meet is probably slim to none because I knew eventually the Yankees came out so hot. I think they were 700. They had a 700 winning percentage. 60-something games in, I knew they would pull back, and I knew Aaron Judge could not sustain that home run that he was on, I knew he would come back. They've actually lost their last 11 of 12, the Yankees, if I'm not mistaken. I think they got a win last night. But as of 2 days ago, they had lost 11 of their last 12 to 13 games. So they're coming back to the pack.
Last 10 now.
And they're not going to make it. They cannot.
Nope.
They cannot hit home runs to win games no more. It's not going to work. And you know, I know, and everyone that knows baseball knows pitching wins in the playoffs. And it's going to be a lot of 1-run, 2-run games. And they don't have the bullpen to pull it out. And they're going to lose probably in the second round of the playoffs. Probably to Boston, if Boston could pull it together. I don't think they can. But I'm going to say slim to none that the Yankees and the Mets meet in the World Series for the Subway Series.
Slim to none.
I completely agree. And the reasons that I don't think the Yankees, they might not even make it out of the first round. And I've been saying this about the Yankees. They've become a team that is solely worried about profit margin and what they're making. They're not worried. When George Steinbrenner was there, he just wanted to win. And he knew if you win, you'll make that money back on merchandising and TV deals and stuff like that. So he just had a different, let's invest mad money. It might feel like it's a lot, but on the back end, we're going to get it back. Now everybody wants to see their money right away. Because I'm pretty sure that his kids don't have as much money as he did in his pocket. You know, because they probably had to split his money. So each kid doesn't have as much money as he had himself. Yeah. So they want to make as much money as they want. So I just feel like that part is hurting them, as well as if you think about in today's sport, just like in football, you have to have a balanced team. You can't just have a great – the Cowboys kind of fall into – they either have a really good offense and just an okay defense, or they'll have a
vice versa,
really good defense so that they take interceptions and fumbles and they're really elite, and then the offense seems to mess it up. The Yankees, first of all, they're built to hit home runs. That's like the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors they're there nominally. Everybody used to say a jump shooting team could never win the NBA championship. That's kind of like in baseball. If you don't do the little things like steal bases, hit and run, double switches and all that, and you're just all about getting a couple dudes on base and hoping somebody hits a home run, that's the equivalent of somebody jacking up 43 points a game and hoping you hit 40% of
40%, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're just kind of hoping. And in baseball, there's so many moving parts. It's not like basketball. If you have a Steph Curry, you might be able to do that. And a Klay Thompson, you ain't going to be able to do that in baseball. So they built their team wrong. Like to hit a 90-mile-per-hour fastball is like one of the hardest things to do in any sport. So if you're banking everything on one particular hit, like the Mets are the polar opposite. They have dudes that have stolen 40 to 50 bases in their career. A lot of dudes that are good at hitting runs. They have power. They have dominant pitching. That's another thing. Yankees, their starting rotation, they have one of the most dominant bullpens, but they have not horrible, but just an average starting rotation. If they go up against the Mets, they might get swept because they're going to see Jacob deGrom and Scherzer twice.
Yep.
And then they still have Chris Bassett, who was, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been an all-star or he just missed out. Either way, he's a really good pitcher. The Yankees, they might score 1 to 2 runs all those games, and their pitchers aren't that good, and the Mets offense is really good. I think they have like the 5th highest offense in baseball, like 580 runs or something like that. So if they met up, I think the Mets would win like 4-1 in the series. Because the matchup –
a well-rounded team.
Yeah, the matchup is horrible for the Yankees. They would get hard. DeGrom and Scherzer don't give up home runs, and that's all they do. Yeah, so, I mean, you're pretty much, and then I don't even think they're going to get out the first round. So that's pretty much my point.
And one more thing, Cashman, he did some of the most horrible-est GMing I've seen this decade. He did not sign Judge and did not want to talk with him, and released the offer that he gave him, which was a slap in the face. I think it was like 200 something mil.
And before you finish, he got rid of that pitcher Jordan Montgomery right at the trade deadline to get a defensive player, and he was like top 2 best starting pitchers in their starting rotation. They traded him to the Cardinals. He's doing great for them now. And the dude that they signed, he's not a great player, so I don't know what that was all about.
No, they have one starter and a bunch of first bullpen pitchers, if that makes sense.
Yep.
That makes
You think
sense.
that's based on the, like the cap and all that stuff? Do you think that's based on what they're trying to like save the money for? What's the point of having all these great players, all these home run hitters if they can't?
He don't want to pay Judge for some reason.
Yeah,
Judge is worth it, man.
It's just that sounds like a personal thing, though.
They were saying that what he was looking for in the beginning of the season was way less than what he's about to get. Because I don't think nobody thought he was going to do this.
Nobody thought he was. They knew he was good, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they knew he was good, but I think the Yankees were banking on him because every season he gets hurt. This is the only season this dude hasn't gotten hurt.
Yeah,
and he's having the best season of his career. They rolled the dice and they cracked.
He won't. He definitely won't. He definitely won't get to the 61 home runs with that 11-game streak they just had.
No.
He messed up. He at least needed to get 4 in those 11 games to give him a nice on-pace average to 61.
Okay. To stay on
and pitchers aren't pitching to him no more either.
Yeah, they're
starting to.
Yeah, they're just they're like, we don't even want to take a chance.
Yo, you know Barry Bonds. This is a little offbeat here. Out of 20 pitchers, out of 20 times Barry Bonds came to bat that year, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got on average 2 pitches to hit.
Oh no, I remember that.
Like they did a breakdown. They did a breakdown out of 20 times at bat. Not, that pitcher can throw 5 times, 2 times, 3 strikes out. But out of all those, which is like 120 balls he's seen his way, he literally got 2 in the strike zone to hit. But he had 12 home runs, which means he hit 10 of those outside of the strike zone.
And let me just add on to this.
He was like, "Oh, you gotta shoot this curveball.
I'm about to give you the Amber Heard.
Get mine. I'm gonna get mine."
He stepped on it.
Let me just add on to that. Let me add on to that real quick. In the World Series, they feared him so much they walked him with the bases loaded at the end of the game.
Yeah. They was like, we're not taking a chance. We don't want it.
They allowed a run just so they didn't have to pitch them.
You don't want it.
Oh,
that's kind of smart, actually, because it's 4 arms.
It is actually smart. That's 1 run instead of 5.
You got stung by a bee. Oh.
All right, that was my question, man. It's like I don't really follow baseball like that, but it's every 5 seconds it's on ESPN, man. You can't escape it, man.
You know why? Because it's all we have right now.
Yeah, in the summertime.
Summertime.
Yeah.
Have
y'all seen how good those summer league games were?
Basketball.
Basketball. That was the first time I took summer league games serious because they were playing a lot of them and it looked good. I mean, it actually it was a good product.
It definitely was.
Let me the NBA off season is very nice this year. I don't know why. Lots of good stuff.
Hey, have y'all ever heard of the Small People Boxing Federation?
All right, next question.
All right, let's move on.
All I gotta do is say watch it. It's pretty great.
I'm gonna watch it. I want to skip the next question, but I'm gonna watch that. That's all
right. So my question is, and this is gonna be a we don't got to spend too much time on it, and we always got to touch on just because LeBron is such a polarizing, face of the league.
Let's go.
Now, did you guys hear the Michael A. Smith and the Mad Dog? They kind of were barking at each other. Did you see it on ESPN? Stephen A. Smith and Mad Dog.
Yeah. He comes on Wednesdays now. He's a Wednesday dude.
Yeah. So this past Wednesday,
I just seen him 2 weeks ago. By the way.
Yeah.
I know him pretty well. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So they were discussing top 3 greatest players of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen A. Smith said, Kareem, MJ, LeBron. He said, "There's no question at this point in his career." He said, "It's just, in his opinion, of course, he's not the end all be all, but he said at this point, he said, I love Kobe. He said, I love this game more." Like he was trying to explain, like in the clutch, Kobe, he would take Kobe over LeBron. Yeah. But he said, as the total package, in his opinion, he'd take LeBron. So he said, Kareem, Jordan, LeBron. And Mad Dog almost lost his damn mind. He's like, how could you possibly put LeBron number 3? And it's not like he said Kobe. He tried to use the thing of Bill Russell. Now, sometimes these old dudes, now I understand Bill
Russell got like 11 rings, but
yeah, but if you're just talking about championships,
let's get to the question. Let's get to the question.
So I want to know, from your opinion, would you stick with Stephen A. Smith order, or would you throw somebody else in there?
Stephen A. Smith was what?
All right.
Kareem, MJ, and LeBron.
All right. I'm going to say
he's just talking about most dominant, like the player total package dominant players of all time. Like if you could put together the greatest player.
Barkley has said this. You have a couple. Fisher has said this, and you have a couple other people that done said this. If LeBron doesn't get another ring, you might. Barkley has said this before. You might. He still takes Kobe over LeBron as far as work,
body of work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain instances. There's
where
certain
you
instances what I would take.
I guess it's the question that you're asking, right? Because to me, and I've been watching basketball my whole life, live, breathe it, eat it, poop it. Kareem was taken out of this. Somehow he's gotten back in it.
Gotten back in.
Yeah.
Hasn't he?
Stop.
Yeah.
Am I going crazy?
Kareem
was out of this.
It's the points. That's why he's always
he's always going to be in the conversation.
But no, he hasn't played any games. How is he back? You get what I'm saying? How did he
40, 50?
I think the emphasis on he's the only player to ever have a shot that is literally unstoppable.
Wait, I'm still trying to figure out when did Kareem. I think he got put out of this when Jordan was so good, and it became more of a. When Jordan got good, and then Shaq came, and then Hakeem was doing him. I think he became irrelevant.
The big man. He didn't have a full game. Even he just had that one move.
Even he said it before, like maybe 10 years ago in the interview, that sometimes he forget. Sometimes he feels like he's forgotten about.
But I've seen him say that. Yeah.
Can you take Russell? I guess the question would be, can you put Russell over any of these younger talents, more generational talents of the last 20 years? I wouldn't put Russell over Kobe. I wouldn't put Russell over LeBron. And I know what they're saying. I know greatness travels throughout any decade.
Yeah, that's a lot of rings.
But it is something to say for winning that much, but then you got the naysayers, and I can go on that side as well. He only had 8 teams. He faced the same dude over and over. But then again, I look at it and be like, well, does that really give you a good idea of who's better because we play more games together? Therefore, I beat you 100 times out of 110 instead of somebody in the East and the West these days that only meet twice a season and will only meet again in the championship game. You get what I'm saying? So at the most, they only play 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games against each other. So
but
I'm lost.
Before Gene and Harry give what they're gonna say, I just want y'all to think about this. And I just want y'all to ponder on it. If you want to answer now, you can. If Bill Russell was on that team that LeBron was on when he took them to the NBA his first year, you take LeBron off, put Bill Russell on that exact team. In your mind, you know basketball. Well, this is just everybody's opinion. You'll never know the real. But do you logically? You never know. But do you logically think that team still would have went to the NBA championship?
But that team wouldn't have been constructed that way with Bill Russell because you would have needed a score.
Bill would have.
No, he wouldn't have. I'm just talking about the talent that he is.
But you get what I'm saying, though. You can always go deeper into that question because that team wouldn't have been constructed that way. It was built around LeBron. So if you're going to build that team around Bill Russell, you get another score and let him do the rebounding and defense. You get what I'm saying? So it doesn't really average out.
They got LeBron because they were horrible the year before. So that's going to be a horrible team regardless. So if Bill Russell was the number 1 pick that year, instead
that's
of
not
LeBron,
the year that they went to the championship. So what are you saying?
No.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I'm saying if
that was 3 years down the line.
If Bill Russell is as great as everybody says he was,
he's just saying
he would have been the number 1 pick that year, too, probably,
yeah.
And he would have went to the Cavs.
Okay, so but that wasn't the year that they went to the championship.
No, he's saying the second year.
He's just saying like if he did.
Same year. He got the
They did a lot more trades because they got rid of.
No, you're right.
His name Hugh.
They didn't have. I'm actually the team might have been because Ilgauskas wasn't as good as he was 2 years. But anyway, you kind of stole the thunder from it. And I get what you're saying. So your skeptic could easily bring that up. One more thing that I'm gonna let y'all go. Stephen A. Smith made a great point. Never heard nobody articulate it like this. He said, because he also said Larry Bird. He said he'd rather have Larry Bird in that spot. And I was like, you always have an argument with Larry Bird, but Stephen A. Smith kind of squashed that when he said, I don't care if you're talking Larry Bird or Bill Russell or even Kobe. He said, yes, I would take Kobe and Larry Bird
in the clutch. I would
over LeBron the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yes, I would.
But if you're telling me who is the better player for 45 how many minutes in the game? 45 minutes? He was like, I'm taking LeBron over them all day, any day. It's not even a question.
You know what's crazy though? When you take Bird at his height, I take Bird for the 46.
Hard, man. That's what I mean. It's hard when you start comparing.
We had this discussion before. It's just so much heart with Larry Bird. It's just so much.
Yeah.
He talk mad shit.
Yeah.
You'll never get me for an argument from me when you talk Larry Bird.
Me neither. Me neither. Like
that's a hard.
He was. It only thing failed him was his back and his health. If Larry Bird could have played 20 years, he would be the best NBA player ever.
But that's why you can't put him in 3.
That's scary.
Because he didn't play long enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, but
what if he did play longer and his stats?
But you can't. But you only can. But what you can do, you can only take him at his height and then multiply it if he would have. That's all you can really do. You know what I'm saying?
Tim Duncan almost fell into that.
Yeah.
His last few years, he won a couple more championships and his stats went back up.
He was able to what he called it, game management or load management.
Yeah,
he was able to do that. You know, I was watching some stuff on Larry Bird. Another thing was this: he played so hard,
so long.
He didn't have to play that hard. He could extend. This man was diving, busting his face, diving on cameras, busting his back up behind the damn ball, just went out of bounds. Like he didn't have to do that.
Somebody made a good argument about that. He said the reason why those players played like that, they weren't only fighting for the best they were fighting for endorsements. There weren't a lot of sneaker so you had to go over and be, if you wanted that shoe contract, I think it was only like at one point for Converse, it was Magic. Yeah. It was
Magic Bird
was Olajuwon?
Magic Bird, Olajuwon.
Olajuwon had his.
Yeah, Magic Bird, Olajuwon.
And there was no other sneaker company that was going to pay you good. So
there was also no other media. It was either you were on the TV, radio, or newspaper. If you weren't on those three,
but remember this:
if you're not on those 3 things,
those guys played with the games being on delay, bro. Me and Corey used to stay up to like 10:35, 10:40 to watch the games. And my mama let me stay up to like maybe 12. But those games were over in LA at 9 o'clock already, West Coast time. It
was hard to be famous.
It was on a delay because of the fights and the thuggery, as they say.
You had to go beyond the average player because if you wanted to stand out, you had to do a Michael Jordan or Magic or you just had to stand out over.
Put it this way: those dudes paved the way for the dudes that's on social media doing what they do now. You know what I mean?
You can be like a mediocre dude and still get a lot of fame.
Still got $100 million.
Still got $1,000.
Who's the dude from Utah that just went? Even though he's a great player,
I like him though.
Yeah, that dude got like a
Gourmet or something.
Put it this way:
250.
He tried to change the landscape. You know how like somebody get a contract and they say, "Well, that's the going price now."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
NBA GMs was like, owners was like, nah, the Timberwolves choose to do that stupidity. That's not the going price no more. He didn't raise no bar. Y'all just gave him something for being stupid people.
Y'all was acting stupid.
So usually that would raise the bar. And Kevin Durant could say, man, y'all gave 4 first-round draft picks and compensation and a trade for him. I want 10 times worth that. He can't carry my bags.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I say Kevin Durant might say, you know what? Find me out. You know, he's worth almost $500 million. So if he wanted to, he said, you know what? Unless you do what I say, I'll just sit here on the bench and
you know what?
This season.
I hurt my ankle.
For the person that heard us last week and choose to make it a talking topic for the NBA world on Monday, you could at least give the credit on where you heard Kevin Durant might retire from. It was
probably
from the UK Star.
Yeah,
he said it. In the sports world, choose to run with it, saying it's from unnamed sources. No unnamed source. We said it last week on Sunday as a hypothetical, and y'all took it and ran with it. So if you're gonna take our content, at least give us a little credit. We appreciate it. Flat what they say, taking my stuff is a form of flattery that I like.
Yep.
I said it in the way that I wanted to say it. I ain't saying it.
Hey, you know what they could do?
Meant to be said.
They
But
could
please give us some credit, you bastards.
They let us if they don't want to do that, they could just give us a little spot on ESPN. Let us have our own little segment.
You know, give us 10 minutes. We got you.
Yeah, something.
Ooh, 10 minutes, ESPN us?
Yeah,
that was beautiful.
On.
I'm saying if it was worth ESPN, put it on live TV is worth having a show.
Might as well give us 10 minutes.
Might as well give us some.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, y'all. Even Kevin Durant was
one?
like, he was like, I don't know where y'all got this information from, but
that man said, I don't know who your unnamed sources are. KD, it was us. We just said it as a hypothetical. It's like we made up something
they knew about
and the rest of the world ran with it. We just made it up.
Who is this Keith Johnson?
Damn. All right, so
let me get I'll finish my side real quick.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
LeBron is just a phenomenon, man. Like, I don't even want to argue about does he belong on 3 or not. I would just leave him there. As long as you got Jordan above him, I'm good. Like, I don't care who you put as number 1 or 2, and I don't really care who you put from like 4 all the way down to 10, because they all deserve to be there. But putting LeBron at number 3 it's like icing.
I think you have to put him there at this point.
You know what? We missing the biggest point here. You can't be putting Kareem over.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't care about that. I don't really care about that. Putting him on that top 5 spot just like that, that's a sweet spot, man. That's pretty good.
I think at this point, it's not even an argument. LeBron has done enough now where it's kind of like, if you were a hater, if you didn't like his style, he's won enough, he's shown enough, he's a very well-rounded athlete all around. So he's
clutch now. He's clutch now.
And that was the argument for years. It was like, you can't give him all the clutch.
You can't make up for the time that he wasn't.
No. I mean, it ends up being that. He's grown.
You know what I'm saying? How long ago was that Miami series? That was like 12 years ago. I think he's been more clutch now.
He's played 20 years, so this half of his career he went not clutch.
No.
Well, I'm not about to get into this.
Let's not get into that.
Can I get to my question?
You guys always saying right now. You guys always
get to my question. Can I get to my question?
That's a hot topic, right?
We all answered that one, right? We got
always argue about who's clutch.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, I know.
Moving on.
This is gonna be more of a 2-part question. So don't veer down the wrong road. If y'all will get what I'm saying. All right. It's about the Cleveland Browns. We know Deshaun Watson has an 11-game suspension, and he was fined for $5 million, which will bring him back do the math, week 12, and he's going to be playing his old team, the Texans. With that being said, do y'all believe that the Browns will be in position to make and will make the playoffs this football season?
Let me go first. Let me go first.
All right, go ahead.
Mine's easy. I already saw the outlook for them, and they're projected to be 6-11. And I said that's pretty good with all the controversy that's going on with them. That's not enough for playoffs. That's not enough to get no bowl. That might not even be good enough to bring in, new talent to help them, procure what's going on and kind of figure it all out. So I'm just gonna stick with the outlook is saying, like, they're gonna be 6-11 if lucky. I personally told they might even just lose 11 straight. Like, it's gonna be pretty terrible.
Okay,
but that's just my opinion.
I totally disagree. Wrong. Jacoby Brissett, Keith, he can get you 5 wins, right?
He could get you. See, but it's Cleveland, so that's tricky.
Yeah, so I mean,
they ready though. No, remember, let me reset your mind. Great offensive line, 2 running backs.
Yep.
Great receivers, top 3 defense.
Who are their receivers? Because they don't have.
Still have Landry and them boys, man.
I thought Landry.
Did he?
I thought he went somewhere.
I don't think so.
No, Landry's not there no more.
Beckham left.
No, I know Beckham. I thought Landry left too. Maybe didn't. Oh, so they have Landry. They're good, but I thought they lost both of them.
They picked up more receivers though to replace. Everyone said they're going to have at least a top 3 defense, a top 10 offense.
So I don't remember how good that Colts team was when Jacoby Brissett. He started the whole year, and he won 5 games with them. Now, they definitely weren't as good as this team is, but I don't know if they're that much better.
Well, 11 games, how many you think he gets you?
I don't know what their schedule is. Does anybody have their schedule up?
It was a decent schedule. I got
Cincinnati. They'll probably lose to Cincinnati twice.
I got them winning anywhere between 4 to 6.
I think, yeah, that's a good one. I think closer to 4. Honestly.
Okay, so let's say they get 4. He comes back week 12. That gives him 7 games, 6 games.
Yep.
He might win 2 of those.
I'm gonna say Deshaun Watson get you 4 of those games. That gives you what? 4. That gives you 8-8 or maybe 9-10.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I don't think they're gonna win that many games.
I'm sticking with
Too
the
much chaos.
professionals.
You know what?
I think 6, 7 if they lucky.
See, but y'all, that doesn't depend on. That's not answering the question though, because
If they make it to the playoffs.
you got to think about Pittsburgh's not going to have a good season.
No,
They're going to have a
Cincinnati is going to win. They have to be a wild card team.
But that all entails that my boy don't get hurt.
That wild card spot is going to be trying to be occupied by like the Patriots because they're not going to win their division. You got
we forgetting about Lamar.
We got the Ravens.
We forgetting about Lamar.
Oh yeah, the Ravens. That's what I'm saying.
Ravens. You forget about the Ravens too.
So it's a slim chance. I'm going to give a 35% chance that they make it to the playoffs.
It all depends on the other division that they play. Whatever other, if it's another good division, they could be. I don't know, man. It's not going to be a good season for Cleveland. I wanted to say this real quick. Is it me or the Deshaun Watson? He gives me the creeps when he talks. I could see him being in the locker room with his little jock strap on and nothing else.
I told you, didn't I say?
I don't want to see. I want to
bro?
think about.
I totally said don't walk down the road, bro.
Yo, he looked.
He said it from the beginning. We going south.
I am making an observation
in the locker
room.
When
he talks,
damn jockey
he looks like he might drool a little bit. You know how somebody you see one of them. I'm not calling him a predator at all. I'm just saying the way he looks and talks, he looks very creepy.
Put it this way.
That's just my opinion.
I didn't have those opinions before that issue, so I won't have them now.
I never seen him talk.
You get what I'm saying?
I never seen him talk as much as he's talking now.
I'm gonna call out some games. Y'all tell me if y'all think it's a win or not.
Let's go.
Okay. So just rapid fire, okay? At Carolina.
Who's that?
Browns at Carolina.
Lost. Who's their quarterback this year?
It might be Mayfield.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they're gonna lose.
I'm gonna say they lose. I give them a win. So against the Jets, win.
Yeah, win.
That might be a win.
Versus Pittsburgh.
Oh well, if Zach Wilson is healthy, I think they're gonna lose that game.
All right, it's yes or no. We can't get
yes or no.
Win
or loss.
I think loss to the Jets.
Wow, Pittsburgh.
Win, loss.
Atlanta.
We should go around when you say that.
You can just say it. Don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Atlanta. We said that, right?
Loss.
LA Chargers.
Loss.
New England.
Loss.
Baltimore.
Loss.
Home to Cincinnati.
Loss.
At Miami.
Loss.
At Buffalo.
Miami's gonna be good this year.
I say win.
At Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right, so if I'm not mistaken, I think y'all gave me 2 to 3 wins out the first 11 games.
I think I said loss to all of them.
Yeah, I didn't say win to none of that.
No, I said the Jets.
I didn't say win
somebody
none
said
of
the
that.
Jets and the Dolphins.
No, I said the Jets. I said
definitely lost
to the Jets.
Oh,
you think they're gonna lose
be
to
Atlanta?
Jets?
I don't know
that's the only one. I say the Jets. They're gonna win.
The Jets picked up a lot of weapons this year.
They could beat Atlanta. That team.
Who's
their
quarterback now? Who's their quarterback now?
I don't even know.
Who's Atlanta? And where did Matt Ryan go? Oh, he went to the Colts.
He went to the Colts.
Yeah, that's right. I don't even know who they're. It's some bum.
So with that being said, we're gonna do one more question, then we're gonna bounce on out of here. Do you think the suspension handed down on Mr. Watson? Do you think it was enough? Was it justified? Was it good enough?
No, I don't think it was.
Nah.
If what's being said really happened,
it's true. Yeah, it really happened.
No, but we can't go off of what being said.
Does the punishment
with what the league does
on paper
and punish people? Does it seem like it's enough for you?
No, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have to actually do anything. If you just make them look bad, then they can hand down any punishment they want.
No, he's asking.
If you make the league,
he's not understanding the question.
Yeah.
Like what they gave him, is it fair enough for what the accusations are? 25 ladies coming.
No, I don't
four or
think
five
so.
of them terribly, like he went overboard. And then first it was 6 games, then it was 11 games, then it was like 500,000. Now it's 5.
I'm gonna say it's perfect. From what they started at,
yeah,
to what they got
moved it up to.
Can I tell y'all a story I'm working on? I'm working on a story, fellas, and it's called Dear Roger Goodell, and it's about how he slicked himself into becoming the Messiah and the king of the NFL. If you want me to break it down to you, it's like this. How do I get pressure off of me for whatever decision I ever make to this league? How can I make decisions and no one ever call me wrong for making these decisions? You know what I do? I go and I give it to an arbiter, right? I let that person make the decision. So it's not me making the decision, y'all. It's an outside force making this decision. It's like an outside lawyer. You can't hold me accountable.
Yep.
But when that decision is made, what I can do is either or. It can go both ways, for less or more. I can put on my cape and say, the NFL says that's not enough. We're going to give him a little bit more. He made it to where he never can be criticized about any decision handed down to any player ever again.
He's a genius.
Fucking genius.
He's a genius.
I see through it, and I'm gonna write you a letter. It's called Mr.
It's a genius, though. You can't get mad at the game, bro.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because he playing with our young brothers' lives.
Yeah,
you know he would make a certain decision, but he can say no. You know what? That's not enough. It's not enough.
He's not wrong either way. He can't be wrong.
They
can't
lose. They just took the playbook of what in my opinion, not these guys' opinion, he took the playbook of what the government does. You know how they never go to jail really, and if they do, they get out mad early. Right? They're always it's always covered.
What they're called bylaws.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know about bylaws. You know, I might get caught for tax evasion, but I will make it in a bylaw that if a serving member of the United States government get caught with tax evasion, they only can face 2 years and a $3,000 fine. I'm just pulling these out my butt and explaining what a bylaw is.
It's already in the books.
It's already in the
bylaws.
book.
Because they already the first thing is that they know enough people have gotten caught or gotten close to getting caught, so now they can make something that kind of keeps everything all together. It's a safety net.
Like, man, you remember what happened to Bob last year, boy? Be like, you know what? You're right.
Let's write some shit up.
Like, you know what?
Yeah, we got to make sure that don't happen.
It ain't happening to me.
Say, make it $100,000, and we'll make sure we only go to 999,000.
You know what? To finish answering your question, Sean, I do. As I'm watching ESPN, I do appreciate the fact that they actually went back and kind of analyzed the situation all over again, where it was like 6 games and, you know, like a little bit of punishment. And these girls were inside a Facebook group, like literally discussing what the hell to do. And that's why it was happening so fast. It was not a 20-year wait like back in the day or a 10-year or whatever. They just went right to it. So I appreciate the fact that they went back, analyzed the situation, and gave him even more of a punishment, so he could like learn his lesson. And the rest of the NFL.
It worked on you though. It worked on you.
But that's what I was about to say.
It didn't work on me though, Gene.
Why not?
Got you.
Because
the reality,
he set the bar by letting that lady do that, making that decision.
So now every time something happens,
he played it safe. He could always be in a position to save the day.
Yeah.
He didn't go back and he didn't go back and do what you said.
They're never gonna.
What he did was this: if the rest of the buying public would have accepted the first one, and it wasn't a backlash, he would have let it go.
Oh, see, I didn't know that part. I thought he initially went in and was like, wait a minute, 6 games not enough.
No. He waited a day and a half to see the backlash, 2 days to see the backlash from the public. If the public did not have a backlash, he would have said,
good.
Well, the arbitrator said 6 games. It is what it is.
Let's move on. Oh, okay.
Well, he probably was, like I said, he's a genius. Regardless how you look at it, you may not like him, but
I know it might seem very simple what I said.
No, I thought he saw it and said to himself like that's not enough.
No, what he did was this: when he made the law, Gene, and said it goes to an arbitrator, he also put in the law if it's not if the NFL don't like that outcome, it kicks back to him and one of his peoples.
Wow.
It's a bylaw.
Okay.
That's the
Hey,
word.
fellas, my phone's about to. Excuse my screen. If you guys could see, it looks different than there. My phone's about to.
Nah,
die,
you good.
and I don't see my charger.
Nah, it's good. We about to wrap it up.
About to end anyway.
I didn't want to just disappear, so I wanted to let you know.
All good. So, but you get what? Do you get what I'm saying about Roger?
I got you saying. I initially thought he just came into it. It was like, okay, he made up his own mind.
No. He's the bylaw that it kicks back to from the arbitrator. Him, or he have one other guy with him that can do it. He choose to do it. Gotcha. So in sense, he made himself judge, jury,
and execution.
Executioner too.
So with that being said, I hope everybody like Hot Topic. I've been your boy Sean Mack with my boy KJ, Jean Renal, and my boy Harry Bridge. You need to shave that bridge, Harry. All right, we'll see y'all next time. And this is and will always be Sports Fans Only. Peace.